Morning. As I was getting geared up, getting ready to walk out the door, walk my dogs, go out on a little hike before we open up shop, I realized that a lot of what I was grabbing and putting in my pockets and on my belt was more vintage, let's say, a little more old school. Now, full disclosure, full disclaimer, not everything I got on me is vintage, so this is not necessarily a true vintage pocket dump I'm going to do here somewhere along our hike this morning. But I guess a good little bit of the things I did throw in my pocket are vintage or vintage-like. So, if that's something y'all might want to check out and see, hang tight and we'll get going here. My old spot. Hey babies, alright, we're gonna stick here. Alright, instead of pulling things out one at a time, I'm just going to get everything out of my pockets and lay it down. I don't have a very good tripod with me and a very uneven workspace. So, yeah, we're going to just get everything out, lay it out, and then I'll show you all what I have. Alright, here we are. So, not completely vintage or old school, but I definitely have a few things in there that are vintage or old school. A lot of times I feel like the old school stuff is better than the new school. You know, they got all kinds of fancy gimmicky things nowadays. So yeah, I was just kind of throwing, every morning I kind of stuff everything in my pockets and head out. And I got to thinking once I started stuffing everything in my pockets, I'm going a little more vintage today. So, I'll show you all what I have real quick. That's my old school pair of shooting sunglasses. In the early morning before the sun's come up, makes everything just a little bit brighter having those on. I have Old Timer Charade 15 OT. 150T for Old Timer. This is one of the Charade Waldens. The Deer Slayer. I'd been wanting one of these for a while, and I found one at a flea market. Haggled with the guy a little bit. Got it for $45. Came with the original sheath. At least he said. I'm pretty sure that's the original sheath. Really good shape. I'd always wanted one of these. I have the Old Timer Woodsman that was made in the USA, but I don't have that Deer Slayer. I always wanted it. I'd also like to get one of the Sharp Fingers. But, so, that's my main fixed blade belt knife. This wouldn't be too good for batoning and getting crazy like that, but as in other videos I've shown, you don't need the baton to get a fire going. So, it'd be a handy blade to have. My other knife I have on me is the Old Timer Big Timer. Check this fat boy out. I love this. This is my favorite folding pocket knife. They're nail neck. The blade is fat enough that you can grab a hold of the blade to open it up. This is the 51 OT. So I got the 15 OT with the Deer Slayer, old school, made in the USA. And then I got the 51 OT, Old Timer Big Timer. Some of the other names for this were the Bulldog and the Sunfish. Granddad's knife. And I get on kicks where I'm carrying this a whole lot. And I usually carry it in this sheath I made right here. This was one of the first ones I made. And when I bought this knife, I realized it fit in there. So I kind of carry it in that. Stays in there pretty good. You know, it came with the original sheath. I just let the original one be and keep that one good and safe. These are kind of rare. I think they only made 125,000 of them, so not super rare, but they're definitely hard to find at times. I think I paid 80 bucks for this one, but it had this little flaw. That lockback, that doesn't pop back all the way into place, and they kind of tricked me on that. They didn't tell me about that when I bought this knife. I got it for like 80 bucks, but still. And that sealed the deal on this being a user instead of a safe queen. I'd like to buy another one day in mint condition just to hang on to and save. They can go anywhere from $125 to $250 if you find one. But if you find a deal on one, make sure you really look at it. I've seen at times people selling these for like $50 online, and I think, man, that's a good deal. And I get to looking. If it doesn't have that USA in there with Charade USA 51 OT, it has to say USA stamped on there. If it doesn't, it's one of the ones that was made in China later on. People try and trick you occasionally. Make sure it's got that USA stamp if you're going to buy one of these Old Timer Big Timers. Big old fatty. Good hunting knife. Good whittling knife. I do a little bit of whittling with it. So that's a good little combo there in my opinion. Also, I have my Victorinox Spirit X. I like this. Has pliers on it. It has a saw in there. It has scissors. This isn't a heavy duty workhorse, but good enough to get the job done most of the time. And I figured that, you know, you can open it one-handed for the pliers at least. I'll keep that in its case on this side. Sit back in there for a bit. Alright, so those are my blades I have on me right now. And a way to sharpen them is this William Collins Rescue Survival Tool, RST. And this thing's pretty cool. I made this little sheath for it. I could have got a Kydex one with it, but you know, I like leather. Kick that down there. Try and do everything one-handed. It's good practice for if I'm only one-handed, if something happens to my left or right. Get that a little tight. Tighten that back up. This has a little blade on it. That's a window breaker. And then I mainly use this for honing my steel. Honing my knives that I have out with me. If they really need a little extra sharpening, I got this 90-degree edge here. And if it just needs a little touch up, if I've been whittling a little bit, just hone them on this side. And you can find these occasionally. William Collins makes them. They're awesome. You're going to spend about 90 or 100 bucks on one. But CPM 154, that's some really good steel too. So I like it. Pretty neat little tool. See if I can show you all. So basically the way I made this is so that it can't be detached from its holster. When I'm ready to put it back in, I'll pull that back. So basically you just slide this in. Which way? There we go, that feels right. So I slid it in there, pull that tight, and wrap it around. And then back here, I'll just loop it around like that, and it stays in my pocket. Sorry, bird. Sorry. Bet there's somebody over there at the river fishing. Hey. All right. Hey, it's okay. Shh. Hey, it's okay, dude. Good boy. All right? Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, you found them. Good job, dude. Very good. That's it. All right? You did it. Good job, dude. What's up with you, Bonzo? You getting lazy, letting Burgle find everybody? No, Bonzo's like, man, that wasn't nothing. I knew that wasn't nothing. I ain't gonna bark for nothing. Smart boy. Here's this young Burgle trying to figure things out. Figuring the world out. 8.5-month-old puppy. Already 75 pounds. You're a goof butt. Bull Mastiff Black Lab mix. Hey. That's it. Trying to teach them when and when not to bark. It's a tough chore. Like the lab part of them, you know, they're pretty wanting to please. Mastiff part of them, the bull mastiff, there's a reason they call it the bull mastiff. They're bull-headed. So been a fine line between not totally shutting them down from barking and guarding and teaching them when and when not to. When's a good time. He'll figure it out by the time he's a little older. But let's get back to this. So in this little tin, I have this little striker. This is a little mini striker. And this is from Hobo Forge. Came with some chert and some char cloth and a little tin. And I also, so that's a good way to get a fire going. I threw some extra cotton sheet in there if I needed to make more char cloth. Gotta think ahead. And that just kind of helps everything from, keeps everything from rattling around in there when I'm out. I like to try and be a little stealthy. Plus I don't want to bust my chert up. I guess I got toilet paper if I really needed it also. Better than using your sock. Alright, so there's that. Also, this guy is, I got it from my brother. It's a little Exotac ferro rod. Just a little mini one. It's got this little guy here. If I want to, I've used it to get a fire going. It'll do it. And if you want, I don't have any in there, but you can kind of stuff a little extra tinder back down in there. Something to get going. You know, if my lighters fail, it's good to have something that I can continue to use. You know, I've got this flint and steel, and I've got this little ferro rod. Little stick of fat wood on me. Some nice juicy fat wood. I was trying to have a piece of that, little stick of fat wood, and a ferro rod in my pocket. And I've got this little light. It's good to have some kind of little light. I keep this fully charged. And you never know. Never know when you're going to need a light. I have also, there's a little red light on here. I'm trying to be a little bit stealthier and not lose my night vision. Along with a dog whistle I can call my dogs back with. That isn't super loud, but they can hear it from far away. That way I'm not blasting off like a referee out here disrupting nature. Just got this little dog whistle. I've had it for a long time, and hopefully I have it for an even longer time. Hopefully I continue to have it. I like it. Starting to get a nice little patina on there. It was a 2-pack. I gave my other one to a friend when he got a pup. But yeah, these are good. I have a carpenter's pencil. You know, every day I'm usually working on some kind of woodwork. I've been carving on some axe handles, so shaping them out. It's good to have a pencil in your pocket. Rather have a pencil than a pen for woodwork. Got this little piece of leather lace. I don't know, you can use that for something. Tie something together. I always have some clear eyes on me or some eye drops. And the reason for that is there's something down there, dude. Get it. Yeah, but you get something in your eye and this will help flush it out. Or if you get real stoned and you want to hide it from your friends, I mean, you can use it for that also. But yeah, I always have a little clear eyes on me. It's got me out of a jam a few times when I had something in my eye. Something to think about. And I have the rest of my breakfast here. This juicy apple I'm going to eat after I get done with this video. And then last but not least, got my 6-shooter here. Kimber K6S, 3-inch barrel. Hey, look at that fat boy. So I got my 6-shooter locked and loaded. And then I got some hard cast lead. I got some game points, some soft points. Got some hollow points. Got 3 Ultimate Hunter and some snake shot rounds. You know, that's one thing I really like about having a 6-shooter is just being able to bring a variety of different rounds out with me. Different ammunition for different things. You know, I can get by a whole lot with this. Hunting, self-defense, and you know, just I kind of run the whole gambit with that 30 rounds I have, which is pretty unobtrusive. And I have this for my 2 speed loaders. I keep those 2 speed strips in my left hand pocket where I can grab them. And then I carry this appendix carry. So that's pretty much what I have out here. You know, I have some dog leashes. So I got a little bit of cordage. If I forget to bring some bank line, which I did this morning, it's just, you know, I forget stuff. I just grab what I grab. Of course, got to have some dog treats, keep them happy. If I was going real vintage, I'd have had an old Boy Scout or a military canteen, but I just got this ratty old Nalgene bottle. So, it is what it is. Be better off having a canteen, but I'm just on a little quickie walk. Burgle's getting wild up there. He's up above head level. You know, this isn't a survival kit. It's just, this is all the stuff I had in my pocket this morning. You know, 6-shooter, 30 rounds, eye drops, leather lace, carpenter's pencil, flashlight, red light flashlight, dog whistle. I've got fat wood. I've got an Exotac fire starter, ferro rod. I got my flint and steel. Oh, I didn't go over this. So I got a good old school Zippo here. And then I have my old school silver lighter holder for a mini lighter. And of course I have a tamper for my pipe. And I have my good old pipe. This keeps the bugs away in the morning. Keeps them out of my eyes so I don't have to use those eye drops. Puff of pipe. But that's it, folks. Got my deer slayer. I got my big timer. Got my shake. I got my honing steel. So that's it. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Let me know what y'all think. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya. Let me know if y'all want to see a video on this. I still haven't made one on it. Old timer, big timer, 51 OT. One of these days I'll get to it, huh? Y'all want to see a video on this knife? Let me know in the comments. Catch you on the next one. See ya! One of those presidential plants. Good boy, Burgle. Burgle learned well from Bonzo.